Welcome to the deep dive. So you shared some really interesting material on this. Casio G-Shock, the GMC-B2100ZE-1A, the 50th anniversary one.
That's the one, yeah.
And our mission today is, well, to really get under the hood of this model, figure out what makes it special, why it's, a significant release for Casio.
Exactly. It's not just about listing features.
Right. We want to unpack the story it tells, especially around this big 50-year milestone for them.
Yeah, looking at the sources, it's clear this isn't just some token anniversary piece. It sits at a really interesting crossroads for Casio.
How so?
Well, you've got their long history, innovation, digital stuff. But then you have the G-Shock legacy, pure toughness. This watch kind of blends those.
Okay, so let's start with the anniversary angle. It's a bit unusual, right? The actual 50th of the first watch was last year, but this model keeps the celebration going into 2025.
Yeah, they're extending the celebration. And the concept behind this watch's design, the whole making something from nothing idea, it's quite philosophical.
Capturing that moment, like 0 flipping over to 1. Genesis.
Exactly, and you can see how they try to translate that visually. It's not just random colors.
The black and gold.
The black base, those little pops of gold. The idea is light breaking through the darkness. That spark of innovation, it feels very intentional.
Yeah, I can see that. Maybe it speaks to their own journey, always creating something new, pushing technology forward.
I think so. And it's important that this anniversary model isn't just, some random G-Shock they slapped a logo on. It's based on the 2100 series.
Ah, the Casioak. That nickname really stuck.
It really did. Hugely popular since that first GA2100 came out in 2019. Super accessible, stylish.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
And Casio's been smart with it. They started entry level, then built up. We've seen resin, metal-covered, full metal, even those super high-end MRG versions.
The MRGB 2100, yeah. Crazy expensive.
Right. So this 50th anniversary one, it kind of fits in that upper middle ground. Premium features, definitely, but not quite into that four-figure luxury territory.
Okay, so let's talk premium. What makes it feel like a step up? The build, I assume?
Definitely the build. You're looking at full stainless steel for the case and the bracelet. That's a big difference from the entry-level resin models.
And the finish. The material mentions brushed and polished steel with a black IP coating.
Yeah, that ion plating gives it that nice look, but also adds scratch resistance. It feels more refined.
But it's still a G-Shock deep down, right? It has to be tough.
Oh, absolutely. That's non-negotiable. You've still got the resin shock absorbers tucked away between the bezel and the inner case. That core G-Shock structure is there.
In water resistance?
200 meters, standard G-Shock spec. So yeah, it looks fancier, but it can still take a beating.
Good to know. And the case back sounds special, too. Solid steel, 4 screws, and that engraved 50th anniversary logo.
Right, a nice commemorative touch.
Yeah.
Then there's the display itself, analog.
Which is interesting for Casio, known for digital.
It is.
Yeah.
Plus, you've got that octagonal screw-down crown at 3 o'clock, alongside the usual 4 G-Shock buttons. It ties in nicely with the bezel shape.
What about the size? The specs say 46.3 millimeter diameter, 51.3 millimeter lug-to-lug, 12.4 millimeter thick.
So a bit bigger than the original GA2100, but actually pretty slim for a G-Shock, especially a full metal one.
Still, that lug-to-lug, and I read something about the end links on the bracelet not fully articulating. That could affect how it wears, right?
That's a very fair point, yeah. Especially for, smaller wrists. Those fixed end links can make it wear a little larger than the numbers suggest.
Even though the height increase is tiny, like 0.6 millimeters over the resin one.
Exactly. The thinness is impressive for the upgrade to metal. But yeah, those end links are something you need to consider for fit. For many people, though, it'll probably feel great.
Okay. Let's dive into the dial then. It's analog, you said. What's the layout?
You've got a sub-dial up at 12 for the mode indicator, then a register over at 9 showing the day of the week, and the date window's tucked in at 4.30.
Seems straightforward enough.
Well, yes and no. It's got that G-Shock multifunctionality built in, so those hands and registers, they do double duty, depending on the mode.
Ah, okay. Like the sub-dial at 6.
Right. That one can show you a second time zone, or track minutes and hours for the stopwatch, or even display your set alarm time. It's clever how they packed it all into an analog format.
And the finishing on the dial itself sounds quite detailed. Fine grooves, brushing, polished bits.
Yeah, definitely a step up from the more basic G-Shocks. More texture, more refinement. Plus, you get Lumnia Bright on the hands and markers, and the usual LED backlight. A white one, in this case.
Good for low light.
And there's one more subtle detail on the dial, that recessed ring around the edge. It has this faint pattern of zeros and ones.
Ah, tying back to the 0 to 1, making something from nothing idea.
Exactly. It's a neat little Easter egg almost. Adds another layer to the design story.
Cool. What about the tech inside, the module?
It's module No 5733. Fully analog display, like we said, but it's got all the core G-Shock tech you'd expect.
Like solar power.
Yep, tough solar. And Bluetooth connectivity.
Nice. And the standard functions. Stopwatch, timer.
All there. Stopwatch, alarm, countdown timer, world timer, full auto calendar, power saving function, that LED light we mentioned. It's fully featured.
Does the analog display make using those features tricky compared to a digital G-Shock?
It can be, yeah. A little less intuitive, perhaps. Initially, you're using the hands and subdials to show different things. But that's where the Bluetooth really helps.
The Casio Watches app.
Exactly. If you connect it to your phone, setting modes, alarms, world time, it becomes much, much easier, especially if you've used their connected watches before.
Yeah.
It simplifies the whole process.
Makes sense. Now, the bracelet you mentioned, it's full stainless steel. What's the quality like? Better than some of the older metal G-Shocks?
Definitely seems like it.
Mm-hmm.
The sources mention solid links, not the folded ones you find on, say, some entry-level G-Steel models. And machine clasp components, too.
Solid links feel much better. Does the clasp have any micro adjust or extension?
Doesn't sound like it has an integrated extension system, no. But sizing should be easy. The links use spring bars, so you don't need special tools, just a basic spring bar tool.
Okay. And there's a little anniversary detail on the bracelet too, right?
Yeah, one single link is gold-colored, IP-coded like the accents, and it's engraved with 50th anniversary. Subtle, but a nice touch.
So pulling it all together, this isn't your everyday knockabout G-Shock, is it? It feels like it's aiming higher.
That's exactly it. It keeps the toughness, the practicality that G-Shock is famous for, but wraps it in this much more premium package.
Mm-hmm.
The full metal, the analog display.
Yeah.
It gives it a different feel on the wrist.
More like a, quote, real watch.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
It has that weight, that visual presence, but you still know it can handle pretty much anything.
Yeah.
So for you, if you love G-Shocks but want something that feels a bit more substantial, maybe a bit more versatile style-wise.
This could be it. But it comes at a price, $930 retail.
Right. Which is, significantly more than a basic square or even a basic Casioak. But it's still under that $1,000 mark.
So how does the value proposition stack up, do you think?
I think it's pretty interesting, actually. You're getting the full metal construction, the detailed analog dial, solar, Bluetooth, the anniversary significance, all in that super tough G-Shock shell.
Yeah.
For someone who wants that specific blend ruggedness, modern features, but with a more traditional watch aesthetic, finding something comparable at that $930 price point might be tough. It carves out its own niche.
So to wrap up, this Casio G-Shock GMC-B2100ZE-1A, it's more than just an anniversary badge. It's a really strong blend of G-Shock's core identity, that resilience with a more refined, grown-up design.
Absolutely. Full metal, analog focus,
Yeah.
celebrating 50 years. It really does feel like it embodies that heritage meets innovation idea quite effectively.
Okay.
A physical representation of that 0 to 1 concept.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a statement piece for them, which kind of leads to a final thought, doesn't it? Well, what does it signify when a brand built on digital resilience, a brand like Casio, chooses this kind of watch analog premium metal to mark such a huge anniversary, especially with a design based on the already popular Casioak? That's interesting.
What does it maybe tell us about, the future of timekeeping, or maybe just the enduring power of these iconic, almost traditional watch designs, even in our super digital world? Something for you to think about. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.